one specific example, which is kind of counterintuitive to a lot of, I would say, the business coach advice that you get is like the concept of the family tree. Like, oh, you're working with the 65-year-old parents. You need to work down the family tree, right? You need to meet the kids. You need to meet the kids. You need to meet the kids. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard business coaches talk about working down the family tree. At K&P, we've been really, really successful at working up the family tree. As a financial planner, no matter who you're meeting with, just know that you can go up, down, and sideways on the family tree.
I love that. I'm so glad you shared that.
There's people that you can help in all directions, right? So working with one gentleman who referred his brother, right? So now we're going east-west on the family tree. And now, as time goes on, now they're introducing their parents to us. So now we're going up the family tree. Right. So much of financial advice is you got to go down the family tree. You got to go down the family tree. You don't have to. Right. You figure out where you're at and you figure out who the people are, that you can help. And we're getting more and more introductions to from 40-year-olds who have 60-year-old parents who are preparing to retire. So, I think there's so much opportunity and not getting, so singularly focused on, I got to meet the kids of my children. And I heard this a few times recently. Well, my clients are 40 and their kids are 20. I don't really want to meet their kids. Well, then don't focus on meeting their kids, figuring out how you meet their parents, right? I just think that we make so many excuses and we aren't willing to think outside the box, because if we're really great at delivering that financial planning experience and people are feeling good about where they're at and they're seeing improvement, they have confidence and clarity, and they're like, man, I wish I would have done this 10 years ago. They want to tell other people about it.
If this LinkedIn is free, third-party application website went away, what else am I doing? What else do I have? What are my options? How do I get in front of people? How do I generate activity in business? And I think some of these people, I'm not even speaking about this client now, Kevin, for your example, some of these people need to consider that. You're literally sitting here worried about your lumpy impressions when this thing could go away like that. And then what? Then what are you doing?
Yeah. And I would say, and that's, I think, the power of the newsletter, because we get most of our referrals from existing clients, so most of the introductions that we're getting are somebody who's connected to us already. And I think that makes sense because they're already raving fans. Right. They've already seen the benefits of going through the process. So when they introduce somebody to us, it's a much warmer lead. It's a much warmer introduction. But the newsletter, to me, is the ultimate way that you can control your message and who it gets disseminated to, because those are your email addresses that you own. Nobody is going to take those away from you.
You've also established a reputation, a brand. People are familiar with you and willing to consume you, right? And I feel the same way about what I've done with my community. If LinkedIn turned off tomorrow, would that have an impact on my business? Sure. Would I have the utmost confidence in the world that I could reach out to as many of the people that I can think of in the industry and get them to consume me in a different manner somewhere else, at least to give me a shot? Yes. And I believe that's because of the reputation I've built over the years. And I think you have the same thing. And I think many advisors, some of which may be listening to this, need to consider that as well. Have you built the reputation you need to have if one of these distribution platforms, God forbid, went away, for you to then get back in front of people and then be willing to accept you?